Hi, good day. As what I promised, this is the part two of this calculus basic differentiation series. Um, so, so this time let's try to focus to some of these formulas that involves exponential functions and combinations of algebraic functions. So we have here some algebraic expressions for a while, but the difference that this time it's more than rational. So let's try to do it one by one. So basically, for the first question, you have there the derivative of 1 over x cubed. So what you're going to do with this one is you rewrite it into x is equal to, so x to the power of -3. And then we know from the formula that we have learned in part 1 that the derivative of x to the power of n is equal to n x raised to the n minus 1. And this formula can be applied as well to the negative powers. So we're going to take the derivative of that. So therefore, the derivative of x to the -3 will give you now your n is -3, so that's -3. X raised to -3 minus 1 is -4. So that's the answer for the first question here. So let's proceed to answer to this question. What about if there's a -10 on top of it? So there's a -10 there. So maybe I will just rewrite the derivative of -10, x raised to 3. Again, we can apply the power formula here, but before we apply, we need to rewrite this one as -10 x raised to the power of -3. Okay, now remember, if we have a positive power at the bottom, when you put it on top, then that becomes negative. Okay, so using the formula that we have learned before, so the derivative of this will be equal now. There's a derivative here, okay? That's going to be -10 times -3, x raised to -3 minus 1 is -4. Or you have there 30 x raised to -4. By the way, you can rewrite this one as 30 over x to the power of 4. Normally in your examinations, you will be asked to write the answer into the positive powers. So therefore, this one can also be written as -3 x or -3 over x to the power of 4. Allow me to, let me just try to, I don't know, I don't know if this is visible, but I will just use red. So basically it's just like that. So let's proceed to the next question. Now, again, it's all the same. So now is the derivative of 6 all over x to the 4th. Again, what you need to do is to rewrite this one, make it as 6x raised to the power of -4, and then you apply the same formula that we have just used. So this is going to be 6 times -4 is -24. X raised to -4 minus 1 is -5. All right, and let's proceed to the last question. The last question is a little bit complicated, so but being so that you don't get confused. So what you're going to do is to rewrite the bottom as a 4 x raised to the 2 out of 3. Take a look if that is cube root. The 3 should be at the bottom. Okay, so that's 2 out of 3. So you take the derivative of that, but you need to rewrite it first again as -2 to the power of 3. Okay, then now you can multiply these two. So 4 times -2 out of 3 is equal to -8 out of 3. Then you have your x, -2 out of 3 minus 1. All right, so that one will give you -8 out of 3x. So this is now -2 minus 3 here, -5 out of 3. So that will be your answer. Okay, -5 out of 3 there. Or let me just remove this one here. Or you can just rewrite it as -8 over. So this x to the power of -5 over 3 could just be written as x raised to the 5 out of 3. So basically, that's the answer to these first 4 sets of questions. So let's proceed to the next slide. So what about now if we have derivative? Derivative of exponential function. I am just using this notation as e to the function of f of x. Now, when you understand this one, for you to be able to understand this properly, what it says is that the derivative of any e raised to the function of x is just the same like that. Okay, exactly the same, just simply copy it, and then you take the derivative of the function of x. So let's apply that one here. In this one, your f of x is 2x. That's your f of x. So what you're gonna do, it says e to the f of x, so meaning just simply copy that. Let me just use this board here. So what you're gonna do is e to the power of 2x. That's the meaning of the first one. You just simply copy. And then after that, you take the derivative of the power. And in here, the f of x is actually the 2x. All right. So therefore, times the derivative of, I will just write it one by one. So this one is the derivative of 2x. Okay. Again, in the formula, that is the e raised to the fx. And this is sorry, it's a bit bigger. And this part here now is your f prime of x. So that symbol means f prime of x. So let's try to do it. The derivative of 2x is equal to 2. So that's now e to the 2x multiplied by 2. Or the final answer is 2e to the 2x. Okay, so it's very, very easy. Let's proceed to the next one. 5e to the negative 2x. Again, that 5 there, you can just simply put it outside. If you want, you can just simply put it outside for a while so you don't get confused. However, as the time goes on, you will be able to master this one. Even without writing all of these steps, definitely can give the answers that we are looking for. So this one now here, you need to work out on the derivative of this for a while. So according to the formula, that's actually just simply copy this, copy, okay, and you take the derivative of e, not e, you take the derivative of negative 2x, which is actually negative 2, all right? Now, to make it easy, instead you multiply it here, times 2, times negative 2 here, just simply put it outside there, all right? But please don't forget that we have the 5 outside. So basically, that is 5 times this one, which will actually give you negative 10 e to the negative 2x. So that is the answer for that one. So let's proceed to this. All right, the last question there. So it says here the derivative of e to the 5x minus 6. All right, do not get confused. Just simply follow the formula. It says here the derivative is e to the fx, meaning to say just simply copy that. So e to the 5x minus 6, and then you take the derivative of the x, of f of x, okay? And the derivative of this one, of 5x minus 6, is actually negative 6, okay? And let's just put that one outside or before e, okay? So let's proceed to the last, that's the last question for this slide. Now, let's try to look at this question here. As you can see, this one now is different because the f of x is actually the power of the quadratic function. So it's precisely the same thing. So what you're gonna do is, let's try to copy that for a while. So we have there e raised to x squared times 3 here. Again, what you're gonna do is you put this 3 first outside, or you can just simply ignore that for a while, or you can just simply copy that, just copy, and then just continue with the derivative of this one. And what's the derivative of that? You actually need to e raised to x squared, all right? Again, let's cover that. So you are just simply taking the derivative of this. But then the derivative of this one is you copy this and take the derivative of the power, and this is the power is x squared. And we know that the derivative of x squared is 2x. So let's put that one in front. Okay? So you can just put it out. You can put it at the back if you want to, but it's actually better if you put it in front. And then now you simplify this. 3 times 2 will be 6 x e to the x squared. All right? Now I just want to extend this one before we proceed to the next slide. So let's say that I have there 3e to the 1 minus x squared. I am just changing the question just for us to extend this a bit. So as you can see, it's almost the same as this one. The only difference is that the power now has actually binomial. Again, it's exactly the same thing. Just don't get confused with the exponential function formula. You can put the 3, for example, outside there, or in front, and then you copy e raised to 1 minus x squared, and then you take the derivative of 1 is 0, and the derivative of minus x squared is minus 2x. So you put that minus 2x there, and so you don't get confused, you can actually put that one in bracket if you want to. Make it as a habit to put a bracket, because sometimes you have the negative, and if you don't put the bracket, sometimes you will get confused. It will become 3 minus 2x. Okay, and hopefully you won't do that one in your examinations. So you have your 3 times negative 2 now is negative 6 x e raised to 1 minus x squared. So now as you can see, the formula is just simple, and we just keep on using the formula over and over again. Oh, this is similar to the examples that I give you. However, this one is both negative here. Again, whether it's negative, positive, it doesn't matter. The only thing that you need to do is don't get confused with the formula. So let's try to copy this question here. The derivative of, we have the negative 5e to the negative 7x cubed. All right, again, you put the negative 5 in front, and you just put the dot there. All right, and then this one, you just simply copy e to the negative 7x cubed, and then you take the derivative of that one, which is negative 21x squared. All right, take a look. I put it in the bracket because of that negative there. Again, you do it like that so you avoid getting confused with the minus. So now it's negative 5 times negative 21 is actually equal to 505 x squared e to the negative 7x cubed. All right, it's a very simple question. Okay, so let's proceed to e to the 5 minus 6x. You know what I suggest with you, after watching this one, you can actually create your own problem and then just simply apply this formula. Okay, you create your own problem. But how are you going to check your work? Well, there's a lot actually of the online derivative that you can just simply type the questions and then the answer will come out. You can check your answer from that one. But I can guarantee with you that as long as you follow the formula, this formula, you don't get confused. Basically, it's so simple. This is extremely simple. So you have your note e to the 5 minus 6x, because that is just simply copy, and then you take the derivative of that one, which is actually negative 6. And that is now the final answer. All right. I think there's one last question. No, it's the same question. So basically, guys, that's it for this video, and hopefully that you've learned something. I have the next video for the part 3 of this, wherein I'm going to discuss the product rule. All right. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. By the way, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get updated to everything that I'm uploading. If you have some questions in math, feel free to write it in a comment, and I will try my best to reply to you as much as possible. Thank you very much.